Welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together, brought to you by Purple Heart Homes. We are your guests, Leah Gutierrez and Devil Dog Devin.
Hoorah! You hate when I do that.
I know, but I know you're going to do it.
I do it like every time. You should not be surprised. Like,
so
the audience knows.
Stop saying Devil Dog.
No, you should not stop saying that.
I was gonna say,
You got to give the people what they want.
they don't want you yelling in their ear.
That might be true, but Joe adjusts the volume. It's
Thanks,
only
Joe.
yelling in your ear. The radio people and the people on YouTube and social media, they can't actually tell that I'm yelling.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You had a nail accident or something, right? Weren't you showing us all your? You want to show everybody on YouTube your nails?
My ratchet looking
Oh,
nails.
I thought you were just going to show the one.
I can't. It's the one I used to tell Devin he's number one.
Yeah, well, that was not.
I know, I got to get them done. That's awful. I got a military ball to go to.
Oh man, yeah, you better get that fixed up.
I will after the show.
You're after the show, huh? You're going to come to Devin's nail salon?
I've seen your nails.
They probably look like mine. We have no nails.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well,
Stubby little cute fingers. Little
I got cute little
sausages.
fingers, yeah. Well, our guest, he spent some time in Southeast Asia, and I heard they know how to do nails pretty good out there.
I know.
You think he got
You
them done?
white tip?
Yeah, little white tips. We've got with us today Duane Richardson. Did I say that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you say it?
Duane.
I think it said drain.
Hey, now listen, don't say Dwayne the bathtub. It's just Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Duane.
Just Dwayne.
Yeah, just Duane.
Let it go.
Duane. And well, Duane is.
See, now it sounds like you're twanging.
I think you put it in my head. What am I supposed to do?
You just seen him the other day
like the
with that.
intrusive thoughts now.
What was it the other day when we had Nitzu?
Nits. Oh yeah, we had another. I could not say. I
You
used
had
to
it written
butcher.
down.
I had to write down somebody's name phonetically and then read it every time we reintroduced her. Yeah. So yours is a lot easier to say. I appreciate that. Yeah. And we have you on here today for a few different reasons. One, you're the American Legion commander of what post?
Post 327 in Faith, North Carolina.
In Faith, North Carolina.
Which happens to be the town that has the largest 4th of July celebration in the state.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
In the state of North
In
Carolina?
the state of North Carolina.
You know, this is a national radio show. We show it on YouTube.
We're bragging.
Yeah. it's the metropolitan town of Faith there.
Where is Faith?
It's
Outside of Salisbury, or
yeah, it's outside of Salisbury.
Okay.
You can literally, on a good day with the wind behind your back, throw the rock from one end to the other.
Oh wow,
No kidding.
that sounds
wow.
like Murphy, North Carolina.
On the week of the 4th, you can't move for people.
Oh wow.
Wow, I might have to go out there and check that out.
You guys got to
maybe I
come.
don't
You got to
wanna
be in
check
the
that out.
parade. We need to get you guys in our parade.
Well,
hey.
we'll see if we can make that happen. Get Purple Heart Homes out there. Have Leah waving her favorite finger on the float. She hit me. That was physical assault and it's on video.
I cannot confirm nor deny those allegations.
Oh my gosh. Well, on a different note, though, you have something else you were going to talk about with us today, which is you've been part of more than 250 funerals last year for.
Well, last year we did 279 actually.
Wow, with the Rowan County Honor Guard.
Correct.
And that is a calling, man. But before we get into all that, how the heck did you? What brought you to be in the Army? Because you're retired Army now, right?
Well, yeah. I was out of high school, and all my friends were working in the cotton mill and getting married at the same time. And I said, I don't want to do that.
You want to work in a cotton?
Then one day, one of those be all you could be's came on.
Oh yeah.
So I decided I'd go be one. And I had this plan. I was going to join the military police, do 4 years, get out, join the highway patrol, retire, had it all laid out. That all lasted all the way till I got to MEP station in Charlotte.
Yeah, they
I'll tell you where they need you.
yeah.
It was bad.
You have to
This
find
guy
a-
was the greatest used car salesman ever.
Oh no.
Oh, it was total. So they take you down there. I don't know if they still do it or not. You used to take you down to Howard Johnson's motel, and your parents would drop you off. Boom. Probably the first time you ever spent the night in a motel alone.
Yeah, come to think of it, it was for me. Yeah.
So next morning I go to MEPS. You go in there and you do the physical and all that stuff, and then you go upstairs, get ready to sign your contract. I had my paperwork, says I'm supposed to be in the military police. Go up there and hand the guy my paperwork, and he's fumbling around with the papers. And he says here you're going to be in the military police. I said, yeah. He said, hands me this paper, says, go back downstairs and get your height checked again.
Well, that's when they had a height requirement. I forgot. Yep.
Okay. So I go downstairs, get my height checked. Guy hands me a paper back, take it upstairs. He opens it up and says here you're 5'8 3/4. You got to be 5'9" to be in the military police.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm buying everything this guy's selling. Oh, I'm freaking out. I'm leaving in 30 minutes to go to Jackson to be something. So he hands me this book of MOSs. So I'm flipping through the book, and I see this picture of a tank. And I'm thinking, okay, if I got to go and I might be go to war, I'm going to go in the biggest, baddest thing they got. So I tell him, I want to be in tanks. So he flips through the papers again, hands me a paper, says, go back downstairs and get your eyes checked again.
Oh, gosh.
Go downstairs, get my eyes checked. Guy hands me the paper back, take it upstairs, and he goes, well, it says here your vision is 20/25 uncorrected. You got to have 20/20 vision to be in tanks.
That is BS.
Hindsight, and I thought about this like 15 minutes later, the guy in the picture had freaking glasses on. Right? But I'm 19 years old, scared to death, don't know what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what can I do? I figure I'm going to be a cook or something here in a minute.
Yeah, he's trying to.
He reaches behind, pulls a string, and down falls this poster of an Airborne Ranger.
Oh.
And he goes, you can be one of those. And 15 minutes later, I are one. Didn't know what one was, but I was well on my way to becoming one.
Wait, he convinced you to become an Airborne Ranger?
I didn't think he convinced. I think he told me.
Yeah,
I was not in my game plan. I had no
smokes.
idea.
Hope you weren't afraid of heights at that time.
I had never flown in a plane.
Oh. Now we're just going to
and then you're going to jump out.
Right. So I go to basic, I go to AIT, then I go to airborne school, right? And airborne school is 3 weeks. And the biggest part about airborne school is 250-foot tower. Well, here, you get strapped into a parachute. They just take you up in the air, 250-foot tower, and he goes, are you ready? And whether you say yes or no really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're coming down. So I'm freaking out, coming down, going, oh, please hit the ground. Please don't hit the ground. I lived through that. Then you go up for your first plane ride to jump out. It's in the C-130. Everything's vibrating. I'm scared to death that the dude does not know how to fly this plane. I'm just hoping he gets me up high enough that I could jump out.
Well, just so if you're aware, if they're ever flying smooth, you want to get out of that one. The engine's cut off.
Yeah. You don't hear anything.
Yeah, so that's how I became in the military.
Holy smokes. I don't know that I've ever had anybody tell me they accidentally became an Airborne Ranger.
I had no intention. I didn't know what one was.
You must have looked like a stud. That's why he was trying to put you in
there. I have
there.
no idea.
You walked in there, he's like, yeah, that's a ball full of muscle. We're going to turn him into a killing machine.
What happened to those 4 years? What did it turn into?
Oh, it turned into 11 and a half before I got her.
Man. Well, I know you had quite a few adventures in those 11 and a half years, but unfortunately, it's about that time. We're going to have to take a break, pay for our producer Joe's hair care products. So,
and by the way, this prompted...
You've been listening, putting the pieces back together.
And welcome back to Put the Pieces Back Together. Devin likes it when I say that.
I kind of always laugh I know that you won't say anything until Joe puts his thumb up.
I know.
No matter what.
I was sitting there going, fine.
Sometimes I'll sit there and look at the clock and be like, how long are we going to let the music play? I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, but...
See, I don't know. When you put your thumb up, do I speak right then, or I got to give you another few seconds to... Oh, okay.
No, he's like, yeah, do now. Go.
Except the other day, he was like, oh, time out. Wait a minute.
It's because I need a second to get the mics unmuted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Neither
Joe.
one of us actually knew that was what was going on.
I'm watching Devin. Devin's watching her.
I'm watching for the thumbs up.
Oh my gosh.
So there is a method to the madness.
Wow.
No, I'm just taking time away from you, actually.
Oh.
Wow, that's terrible. Why would you take our
I'll
time?
stop. Don't worry, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
You're not taking our
I'm
time
sorry.
away. You're taking time away from Purple Heart Homes, and you don't want to do that because Purple Heart Homes is a dedicated mission to helping veterans with housing needs. And
Thanks,
if
Joe.
you want to know more about Purple Heart Homes, you can go to phhusa.org and hey, help a veteran out. Join the Hearts of Honor Club or get some sweat equity in there by going and volunteering and working. Or, hey, maybe you just want to see the back episodes of Putting the Pieces Back Together. You can find all our information, our YouTube link, and, probably this broadcast. So that'd be awesome.
Well, I'd hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Or you can just go straight to YouTube if you want to
Yeah.
skip all that to Purple Heart Homes Facebook page there.
Yep.
Yeah.
See all the cool things we're doing.
Absolutely. Well, let's get back to our guest.
Yes, and all the cool things he's doing.
Yeah. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So, Duane, right before the break, we were talking about how you accidentally became a Airborne Ranger, which has never happened before, by the way.
It happened to me.
Yeah, but most of the time people are like, I want to be an Airborne Ranger. Like they every Army guy sings songs about it.
I mean, I would think the term airborne would give some kind of clue that it's going to involve air.
Yeah, you did know you were going to jump out of the airplane?
Well, I did after he said you're going to be one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was on the picture. I was in the Army. I can read.
Oh,
yes, that was a cut.
That was
was there.
definitely man.
I'm glad he's in on it.
So you didn't spend your entire time in as an Airborne Ranger. You were a drill instructor for a little while, right?
Yeah,
And,
I was
or drill sergeant, right? You have drill sergeants in the Army.
Yes. I did that for 2 years, but I was in about a year, and we did a 2-week lateral transfer with the guys down at Camp Lejeune.
Ah.
They sent some DIs from there to Benning and sent 6 of us down to Lejeune. Well, I was there 5 days before I figured what they were saying. Much less every time they told me go to the head, I was a little scared.
For the uninitiated, the head is the restroom in the Marine Corps and the Navy. So,
but it was a good time, and then I came out of that. I did a year at Q school and spent the rest of my time in Southeast Asia.
oh wow. Well, so I know you had quite a few adventures, but I think we mostly brought you on here to talk about what happened after you got out of the Army and what that transition was like and what you started doing then. So how did that happen? What made you decide to get out?
Well, I got out because I got hurt. They couldn't do what I was doing no more, and they told me I could have a job, and I said, if I can't do this one, I'm going home.
I get that. Yeah.
So came home. I volunteered for everything, community service oriented and all that kind of stuff. Coached football for 22 years. Then as I kind of came to the end of all that, I was introduced to a group of guys who do all the military funerals in Rowan County, and they're called the Rowan County Honor Guard. And I went and watched my first true military honors. I participated in some, but never like this. And from that moment forward, I knew, I don't know if you want to call it a penance. I knew that it was something I had to do. And it's quite a unique group of guys, because it's literally a job. Yeah. We this week so far, we've already done 4.
Oh my gosh.
We've got 1 tomorrow. We've got 2 Saturday. We got 1 Sunday. So sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it's none.
Is this just in Rowan County? Or
And
do
we
you
just do the funerals for residents of Rowan County.
Right.
If we did anybody who was buried at the VA, we would stay there all day long.
Oh my, yeah,
because there's 7 a day out there.
I did not realize.
Yeah, there's 7 interments at the National Cemetery every day, 5 days a week.
Right, because the surrounding areas like Iredell County,
yes, these guys come from a long ways away, and that's also including spouses that have already made arrangements to be interned with their husbands. That also is an option out there. And something that they've just come up with recently is that you used to have to, if you were cremated, you were in one of the mausoleums.
Right.
Now they've created an area where you can be physically buried with a headstone.
Okay.
Because that was really important to a lot of vets that they have that headstone out there.
Yes.
So it's really cool. But
wow.
So like last year we did 279 funerals.
279, and that's just the residents
Rowan County.
of one
in
county.
Rowan County.
I mean, and yeah, my gosh.
And we traveled collectively over 35,000 miles. And we don't get paid. It's all volunteer.
It's less of a volunteering and more of a calling, I would say.
It is. It's if you can't make a funeral and you're physically able, it bothers you.
Yeah.
Because it could be the difference of you don't show up whether that guy gets his honors. Because we have to have a minimum of 7 in order to give honors. Because you had to shoot either 1, 3, 5, or 7. It's a 3-round volley. But everyone associates this with a 21 gun salute. Well,
Right.
the only person who truly gets a 21 gun salute is the President of the United States. Everyone else gets a 3-round volley.
I did not realize that.
Yeah. So what happens is, and it goes back in history, early in Revolutionary War time and stuff like that, they, because they'd run out and just beat each other up, and then they would withdraw. Well, once they withdrew, they would allow time for them to come onto the battlefield and collect their dead and wounded. And when they would retrieve back to their collective sides, they'd fire a 3-round volley saying that our work is done. The field is clear.
Really?
Wow.
That
That gave me chills.
no, wow. I'm speechless. I had no idea.
So part of our speech that we give is exactly that this veterans' work is done.
That's wow. Man, I to be part of that, I imagine that's it's got to be a little taxing on you though, like emotionally.
Yeah, and it gets to you. Sometimes it gets to you. You try to do a lot. You try to stay emotionally detached because you do so many. But every now and then, there's one that'll just blow your brains out.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like the Playing at Taps. The Playing at Taps was actually created by Captain Butterfield during the Revolutionary War, and it was actually taken from a French version of taps. It's actually a 24-note bugle call is now what we call taps today.
Right.
And it was created so that at the end of the day, at the end of the battle, taps is played. This says the day is done.
A history lesson.
I know, but
I like it.
This is
It puts a whole different meaning and symbolism on funerals now.
Right.
Of what
yeah, specifically the military funerals and these funerals are meant to honor our fallen veterans.
I guess because I think of taps, the person is gone, and it's hard to hear it, but now realizing that it's just, I think having a different view on taps, being the day is done, he's, their work is done. I think it puts a different meaning and spin on the person's
definitely
life.
Well, that's
It
just like
helps me now to get the
folding of
understanding.
the flag is not just for a reason. I mean, it's specific in its intent. They would retrieve the bodies from the battlefield, and everybody was draped in the flag of their country, wherever they were from, placed on a caisson, moved to the burial site, buried, and the flag was then folded again, placed back on the caisson to be used again. The ceremony today is intended that once we fold the flag is done. We render it to the family.
Wow. I
try not to tear up.
Holy
I don't know
smokes!
how
You
do
are
it.
laying a history lesson on us, and a lesson that I got to say it's definitely, it strikes a chord in my heart, and I think about those folks that fell before, where they would just reuse that flag, and how many bodies did that same flag get draped over? And that's what they did in the Civil War, I'm guessing, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And all of our countrymen, but both sides of the Civil War were our countrymen. And thankfully, we came back together, and we've got a beautiful country here to get today. And but all those times that same flag was draped over multiple people, and now we gift that to the family. That's quite a change, and it's quite a bit of symbolism.
Well, that's what it's intended to be.
Well, just like that flag is also saying the day is done, I guess, as well. Just like the words to taps. Do you know the words to taps? I used to be able to sing taps, not very well, because I don't sing anything very well.
Say the truth, I didn't know there was words to taps.
I didn't either.
Well, maybe we'll investigate all those words in the break. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together.
Welcome back to Put the Pieces Back Together, again brought to you by Purple Heart Homes. And I'm here with Devin.
Devin, just Devin. Wow.
Devin.
Wow. That's terrible. Yeah.
Devin.
Well, it's a little better, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah.
Echo.
And you're also here with other people.
I am, but you say his name so well, I'll let you do it.
We're here with Duane Richardson, who is, a member of the Rowan County Honor Guard and also an American Legion commander in Faith, North Carolina. And before the break, he was telling me...
An Army veteran, did you say?
Army veteran, 11-year Army veteran, accidental Airborne Ranger, and drill sergeant. Did we cover most of it, or...
We covered enough.
Yeah. And before the break, I was trying to make a point, but you had me so flabbergasted with historical facts and just remembering our fallen veterans. I couldn't even talk. I couldn't put a coherent thought together. So if you're just now joining us, don't go back and watch that last 30 seconds. Watch everything before that.
Yeah, warm yourself up to it.
Yeah. And if you've missed any part of this broadcast, you can find it all on our YouTube page at Purple Heart Homes or on phhusa.org. Yeah. So, Duane, let's get back to you. And, man, so you're not just doing the Honor Guard. As we said, you've been raising money for veterans causes and doing all kinds of stuff. So
We stay pretty busy. You know, when the mountains got hit by, the hurricane,
we're talking about Hurricane Helene in western North Carolina.
Right. And so as I'm also part of a group of guys who meets every Tuesday at Christiana Lutheran Church there in Rowan County. It's just a veterans luncheon. And we average 100, 150, 175 vets every Tuesday. And it's it's a time to come together and just fellowship. And we also use that time to, learn stuff. We have speakers come in, all that stuff like that. But anyway, as a group, I had a lot of people coming to me and go, what are we going to do? And I said, guys, I don't know, because it's still too new, because they wanted to do something veteran oriented. So I got a hold of the state commanders and I got a hold of national commanders, and come to find out, luckily, there was only one veterans organization building that was hit and damaged by the hurricane. And that was in a town called Marshall, North Carolina.
Oh.
And these guys got wiped.
Oh, man.
The whole town got washed out.
Yeah.
The only thing that saved this building, and the little history here, this building was built in 1926.
Oh, wow.
So it's been there a long time. It actually became an American Legion in 1952. So historically, there's a lot of things here.
Absolutely. Yeah. This building's almost 100 years
But
old.
the only thing that saved it was there was a 2-story brick building that was in front of it as the water flowed through town. So it washed everything out from underneath the building and washed everything in the building out, but the building itself still stood. So these guys needed $80,000 just to repair the foundation.
Holy smokes.
And so we said, this is it. So National gave them some money, state gave them some money, and locally they were needed some money, but they needed $20,000. So we raised $20,000.
Awesome.
That is amazing. Wow. And for those of you who have not seen the devastation in Western North Carolina, it is just,
Still cleaning up and everything.
I want to say incredible, but it's not incredible in the way like, oh, it's amazing.
It was horrific.
It was horrific. That is definitely a better word. They call it a 1,000-year flood for a reason. And thank you so much for stepping up to be part of that effort.
So we got them their money, and they're almost completely rebuilt at this time. And
Wow.
I will share some pictures with you and
Yeah,
get
please
that to
do.
you. But in the interim, Christmas was coming. And Marshall is the town seat for that county. I don't remember the county. And they always had the Christmas parade there. The road was washed out. So some local folks came in, literally dumped rock into these holes and created a road from had their Christmas parade on.
Wow.
So then we loaded up 2 trailers full of toys. Took them up there, and every kid got a toy.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely amazing. After losing everything, and God bless you, Duane.
Gave
That's
those kids hope.
absolutely. They lose everything, and just one small toy can change somebody's perspective during a time like that. You mentioned hope. It's so hard to hold on to that when you lose everything.
Yeah.
That just shows the kind of spirit that you have, and the spirit of the veterans in our community. Being a veteran, you already have a heart for service. You wanted to serve your country, and now you're still serving your community, and bless you for doing that.
How can others get involved in being part of the honor guard, or who would they need to contact? Or
Well, I guess the best way for someone to get a hold of us directly is because we have a Facebook page. It's not really a good one because we really don't put up a lot of stuff on it because that's not what we're about.
right.
The honor guard's supposed to be solemn, and it's a private event for the veteran who's fallen
families,
and their family.
Right.
And
So they could look us up on Facebook, or they can contact community services at the Bill Hefner VA, and they can get you in touch with us.
Oh, okay.
do you? I know Leah mentioned during the break that there's sometimes veterans that maybe don't have anyone to attend their funerals, and you still give those veterans honors.
Yeah. Whenever we see that situation, the guys and gals at the National Cemetery at the VA are really super, as well as the people that work there. When we know, and we know ahead of time, or they know ahead of time that no one's going to come, I don't know how they do it. They send out a call, and people come walking across from the VA to be there for that guy.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
And my dad and I have attended 2 so far in Salisbury where they didn't have anyone, so my dad and I went to the funeral.
Right.
It was really nice. And it was amazing to see how many people showed up for this veteran that at the time had no family.
Wow.
Yeah.
For his family to come together and support. It's a great.
Well,
Great.
they should definitely be honored because
Absolutely.
they served our country, and
Yeah.
and I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know what to say to that, because this is just such a solemn thing, and to be part of it, like you had said in a phone call to me, that it was a calling, and for you to be able to do that, that must take tremendous mental strength. And
Well, it's all about the duty and the performance of the service. Because if you're looking for any kind of glory of any kind,
Right.
don't come be part of us.
Yeah.
Because we're there, we perform, and we just disappear like we were never there.
wow. Well, I know that all of those families truly appreciate
You are at a
that.
loss for words.
I am. I'm going to have to do all the talking. Every time I've been to a military funeral, the honor guard shows up. I do know that there is something special when they play taps at the end. And by the way, at the end of this broadcast today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to play taps for all of our fallen veterans and military service members. But it always resonates with me. There's a little piece of my heart that goes out with that, and I really appreciate what you're doing there. I would love to be part of that, and maybe when I have more time on my hands, I can find a way to be, because that truly is service to those folks. What you're doing there. Hey, we've got another break, and we're gonna bring it back up a notch. So don't
turn it around.
Yeah, come back.
Yeah.
Don't miss it.
Welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together, brought to you by Purple Heart Homes.
We're ready.
Yeah, I know. That one came to me a little quick. I was not ready, obviously.
You weren't ready, no. I thought you sounded more ready than you most of the time seem.
That was probably excited because
Yeah, you didn't like pause or go, oh, now? Is it now?
Yeah. Joe was like, when the music starts, go. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, there's music.
So that's what we need to do every time. Joe, from now on, you just start the music. You say, go. Yeah, just
Yell at me. Stop. Go.
Well, hey, if you have missed any part of this broadcast, you can find it on YouTube at Purple Heart Homes or on our website, phhusa.org. And if you want to go help veterans and see what we're all about, you can also visit our website. It's a delightful website. We got a new website, looks real good. And the last segment was a little bit of it was
Another tearjerker.
Yeah. I've been struggling because Duane Richardson has just left me at a loss for words.
Well, I think just
multiple
because,
times.
like for our job, we're still honoring those that are living, and then Dwayne's job is honoring those that have passed.
That
and
is
so-
very well said.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still twofold where we're still honoring the veteran from beginning to end, literally.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great way
Thank
of putting
you.
that.
That was very good.
Thank you.
Wow.
But yes, it is very humbling because, I mean, their service doesn't obviously end when they get out.
I think that's the word that I've been struggling to find is
Yeah.
humbling. Oh.
Because, like, I go to those, like, the mission completes, and I have, like, this speech prepared. And I'm like, I know what I'm going to say. I know what I'm going to say from beginning. And then you get there, and you meet the people. You meet the families. You meet the veteran, and what's going on. And everything just goes out. And then you just speak from the heart.
All right.
Because there's, like, no formal speech for some of those. Because it's just, and you get in the moment.
Absolutely. I wish I would have prepared formal speech. Normally, I am never at a loss of words.
I know, we even have show notes,
But,
and we're like, whew.
Well, let's have a conversation where I won't get so tongue tied.
I want to hear fun facts.
Yeah, there was a fun fact you told us before
Yeah.
the show about being kicked out of somewhere or something.
Not just somewhere, not
Yeah.
just one, from what we understand.
I was fortunate to work with a group of individuals that were really, really, really good in the woods. Not so good when we weren't in the woods. We were in Watertown. It was called Camp Drum back then. And we had gone up there to train the New York City Special Forces National Guard. And all said and done. And up there they had 3 Quonset huts. One was a bowling alley, one was a bar, one was a canteen. Well, we were sitting in the bar after it was all done. We had 2 days before we flew out to go somewhere else. And we had been there a while and drinking quite heavily. And then in walked these dudes from Canada wearing
Canada.
kilts.
Wait, what?
Wearing kilts.
I didn't know they wore kilts in Canada.
Well, they had kilts on. I don't know what. So anyway, there was 2 tables in the place. We were sitting at this table. They came in and sat at the other table. I had this guy named Keel. Keel was the best 60 gunner you'd ever want in the world. Keel had no buffer.
Oh no.
None. So after about 15 minutes, he stood up and I said, "Don't do it." And he said, "I feel like I need to dance." So he walks over to one of these guys, taps him on the shoulder, and asks him very politely, "Ma'am, would you like to dance?"
Oh no.
Instantaneously, the place is erupts. There's bodies flying everywhere.
Oh gosh.
Now, Fort Drum has 4 MPs on the whole post. They come running up there, open up the doors, come running in. They immediately just get thrown right back outside. So the next thing they did is they opened up those doors, threw 2 German Shepherds inside, and closed the door.
Oh no.
So people
If you've ever tried to climb a ceiling in a Quonset hut,
So sometimes you don't know.
There
It's
ain't
like
one.
half. They're like
you
half
start
circles.
throwing bodies in front of you to
Oh,
keep that
man.
dog from eating your butt up.
So for folks who don't know, yeah, Kwanzaa hut's like it looks like a corrugated pipe chopped in half.
Yes, there you
Yeah,
go.
so it's just round and
Yeah, there are no
oh,
corners.
Oh,
Yeah. So instead of staying there for 2 more days, that post commander called our person in charge and said they need to leave now. So we left that night on a
Wow.
C-130. I'd like to say
Never
that.
to return.
Well, we haven't been back to Fort Drum since. So. I think we got barred, literally.
Yeah.
but I'm done. Oh man.
So another time we were in England training with some guys over there, and we had some downtime. So we went into this little village, and I don't know what the heck they call them, bar, pub, whatever. So we were sitting there slamming them pretty good, and this double-decker bus pulled up out front.
Oh yeah, they're famous for those. In England,
England,
the
yeah.
double deckers.
They leave the keys in those things.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Those of you who have been in the military, you know where this is going.
Next thing you know, we're going through the countryside in a double-decker bus.
Oh my gosh.
When they finally got us to pull over, they said we had to go. So we left again.
Oh my Lord.
So that was England. A couple years later, we were in Germany. This is the worst one. We went over there. If you ever heard of Reforger, that's that big army game they play over there with tanks and everything running
Oh
around.
yeah.
Well, we didn't have tanks. We didn't have any of that. Why they wanted us to go, I don't know. So we went. It snowed for 31 straight friggin' days. I mean, like they said it was like the worst snow in 150 years or something.
Holy smokes.
Right. So we froze literally to death the whole time. We came back into Wiesbaden Air Force Base. We were supposed to be there for about 4 or 5 days before we flew back out. Well, we came in, got cleaned up, trudged through the snow to the NCO club. This guy's like going, "I'm closing, the weather's too bad." Well, we convinced him that was not in his best interest to close quite yet.
Is that right?
So,
Not in his best interest, huh?
so we sit there and we're drinking, and this guy, he just starts going, "Guys, I got to shut it down, go home." So we said, "Okay, sell us a case of beer." Well, a case of beer over there is 3 6-packs, more than enough.
No kid.
So we're walking down. It's snowing so bad you can't even see. And we're walking down through there, just having a good time. We ain't bothering a soul. We find this huge concrete pipe on the side of the road. So we crawl up in this concrete pipe. We light a fire like any good military guy should do.
Yeah, you can stay
Stay warm.
yeah.
We're drinking, having a fire. That guy Keel I told you about,
Oh no.
he decides he wants to do naked snow angels.
Gosh. I did not see that one coming.
So Keel,
wow, yeah, that
he's
was
out there, he does it, and then a couple other guys as naked snow angels, and I have to admit, I had a naked snow angel. Next thing you know, every MP air cop in the world is just converging on us. And we're like, what the heck did we do other than naked snow angels? Come to find out, we were in the base commander's front yard, and he had 3 teenage girls who were not enjoying the show.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Of all.
It only took us about 2.5 hours to get out of there that night.
To be of all places to be.
It was our luck.
All the yards to be in.
Oh my gosh, you did Naked Snow Angels in the base commander's front yard.
Oh my gosh.
We were unique. We were special.
Yeah, so if we're keeping count here, that was 3 countries you were kicked out of.
3. Yes. It's not a proud fact, but I was there.
Got a story to go with it, though.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't think I've ever been asked to leave an entire country.
We weren't
before.
asked.
Have
We
you ever
were
done
told.
a naked snow angel?
I don't think that I have.
I guess they don't have those in California, huh?
California.
Did you ever go to California?
No. Am I wearing sunglasses? I ain't no Hollywood Marine.
Oh. My bad.
We've just got a little bit left. Duane, you have been an amazing guest.
Yes.
You've had a great military career, but more importantly, you have just continued to serve your community, and we really appreciate you. I mean, you're an amazing human being, and thank you for sharing our stories with us today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure.
Well, maybe we can have you back again sometime. As I said before, we're gonna close the show out today in honor of what Duane does with the Honor Guard by playing taps. And so, if you're in your car or wherever, just take a moment of silence for all those who've served. Yeah. So you've been listen to putting pieces back together. So now we're in the section that we call the bonus. What we call it?
Bonus content.
I used to say that, but now she likes to say it, so I just.
I don't do it. I don't do this.
You're welcome to talk about bonus content.
Can't go as low as you.
Well, yeah, no, it's I can't
If
go as high
anything,
as you can.
I want to tell you
yeah,
about
sure.
my most unique funeral that I did.
Yes, please.
Absolutely, yes, please. That's what this is for, so you can get out that last story.
So we had a call to do a funeral, and we got the address. A lot of times it's small church cemetery, something like that. So we plug it in, and we knew the general area, and it was down towards the Yadkin Dam near on the river. So we get down there, and we take a right. We're still on a paved road. 2 miles down that road, we come to a stop sign. The other side of the stop sign is a gravel road. We drive 1.5 miles down that gravel road, and then we take a left. And then we turn left, there's this 8x8 sign that says, if you don't live here, don't stop here.
Oh,
So we drive down this road. Halfway down that road, about 1 mile, we turn to the right. And now we're literally on a 2 dirt path road heading up into the woods.
Was the GPS right so far?
Well, we're right so
okay.
far.
Whew.
So we get up there, and there's a stick in the ground with a Budweiser box that's opened up that says, park here.
oh my gosh!
So we parked there, and we kind of had an idea. So several of us have Suburbans or four-wheel drive trucks. It took four-wheel drive for us to get back there. And then we get there, we park next to the sign that says park here, and then there's an arrow pointing back into the woods, down a trail.
Oh my gosh.
So we walk down this trail into a fenced-in area about the size of your
And you're in your
office
honor
here.
guard uniform.
Oh, yeah. and it's a family plot. Now, we're sitting there going, that's all we could do to get back here. There's no way a hearse is getting back here.
Oh.
Well, no way a hearse is coming back there was right. So we got the word that the family was coming in, and they had the casket in the back of a 2.5-ton dually. Flags flying everywhere.
No kidding.
And he backed that casket down this dirt path that we barely could walk on, in my opinion, all the way into that cemetery.
Holy smokes.
And when we performed the service, it was a little eerie.
I imagine.
Yeah.
When we cracked those rounds off in that holler, and it was a holler,
Oh, and it probably
Echo.
and it
echoed.
echoed down through there, it was pretty intense.
My gosh,
I gotta hear
man.
banjo music.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but boy, if you've ever seen the movie,
Oh, yeah.
you started thinking that any minute it was that kind of. We were that deep in the woods.
Oh my
The point of it is, there's nowhere we won't go.
Wow, that's an incredible moral that I wasn't. Holy smokes.
That got back on the paved road.
Yeah. Did you say that got us back on the paved road? It sure did. Wow, that's incredible. So when you were at that funeral, though, were there actually a lot of people there?
A
Or?
lot of people there.
No kidding, man. Out there in the holler. Wow. Well, that's amazing that y'all went out there still, and I don't know. After the road changed from gravel to dirt to a walking path, there might have been a
I
point
don't
where
know that
go,
8x8 sign probably would have been like,
I swear
that's
that
why I
is a
was
true
like,
story.
is the GPS still right?
holy smokes.
We went to a cemetery one time where there was a captain from Napoleon Bonaparte buried in an above ground tomb or
What
whatever.
was that, a mausoleum? Is that what they...
but with glass sides.
What?
You could see his casket inside it.
Who was this?
He was a captain for
Oh.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh.
Really?
I mean, that was another one that was way out there in the woods.
and he was buried
In Rowan County.
in Rowan County. That's incredible. Well, I know that some of the French nobles who were sympathetic to the American cause fought in the Revolutionary War with us. I can't remember right now, but if you're interested, you just go watch Hamilton. There's
Yeah.
they got old Frenchie in there.
Or leave us messages in the comments on
Yeah. Hey, if you know who that French officer was, put it in the comments. I can't remember. I need to be educated. Edumacated, right? Yeah.
small words.
Small words, yeah. And I appreciate you for using mostly small words today, Duane. That's
We have to with him.
I'm not very bright. Yeah.
No.
I've got my own bus story, but I'll have to save that for another day.
Well, those are the only ones I could tell.
Oh gosh, yeah. That's the thing. The best stories we can't say on YouTube.
I found this most vets, especially most combat vets. You want to remember the good times, and those are the times you try to put in the front of your brain
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
leave that other stuff locked up.
Yeah.
I will say though, I did like to fight when I was younger, and I don't tell the stories where I won the fight. I always tell the stories where I got my booty kicked, because those are so much more fun.
When we get off air, I'll tell you the best one of all time.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap that up then, so we can hear the story.
That's right. Yeah. So we really appreciate you sitting here with us today, and thank you for sitting down and doing a little bit of extra content for us. I'm sure all the folks out there want to see it, and man, it is such an honor to have you in here who still devoting your life and serving your fellow veterans. So thank you so much, Duane.
It's my honor.
Hey, you got anything else?
Nope.
You have anything else, Duane?
I'm good.
Well, in that case, you want to close us out?
You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back to Back. That's all, folks. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.